So Adam Eve is one of the most overpowered characters in Invincible. She is one of my personal favorites. Independent, strong moral compass, kind, empathetic, and a genius in chemistry. Not to mention that she is basically immortal and her powers are so OP she can alter a person's memories and regenerate indefinitely. I love everything about her. She's perfect for me. I love her character in the show so much. But I don't actually think her superhero costume design reflects her personality all that well. I don't know who said it, but she's Captain Feminism, and I kinda agree to that. Not that I hate her current design, I really don't. Bash me if I ever say something bad about Cory Walker's designs. I used his art as reference for Eve's face here and for other quick sketches I made to warm up. I absolutely love his style. But basically, I just wanted to redesign her costume to reflect a bit more of who she really is as a person. So I'm going to keep the pink because I want to honor her original design. I'm also going to keep the Atom logo that she has on her chest. I think that's a beautiful way to express what her power is all about. And I'm gonna draw her with an armor. When it comes to her cape, the Venus symbol, and her shorts, I don't really hate those things on her, but I'm going to replace them just purely out of personal preference. And I'll tell you more about my thought process as I draw. I also want to make her color palette a bit more contrasted because right now her pinks and the color of her hair kind of are the same value. I just want her to be more interesting to look at with some contrast. And I'm also gonna remake the logo. Firstly, I'm gonna draw her in a very static pose so we can just focus on her costume. I'm removing the cape because it's so small that kinda makes her look like a sidekick, and I don't really like that look on her. She's independent and works alone for the most part. She's nobody's sidekick. I understand why it would work for a 17-year-old version of Eve, but I wanted a design that she could realistically wear well into adulthood. I don't think she needs the cape to have an interesting silhouette either. Her long hair and powers will give her a very interesting silhouette, and I'm going to exemplify this concept in a bit. I want to honor the previous design, so that's why her emblem is still on her chest, and just like her design in the comics, she's gonna have a curved line under the logo. This also helps to emphasize that she is approachable and a very good person you can count on. So when she's not using her powers, she kinda reads as an open book, as someone citizens can easily approach to just ask for help. Now back to the logo. I don't really like the Venus symbol on her, so I'm going to replace it with an E for Eve, which also makes the connection to Eve from Genesis. It's kind of abstract. I don't really like it that much, but I like it with the atom symbol. I didn't actually like the Venus symbol on her because it makes it seem like that's the only thing that she has in common with Eve from Genesis. Like her name and the fact that they're both women, but that's just not true. The most essential thing that they have in common, in my opinion, is creation. Eve from Genesis literally created every other human being on earth according to the Bible, so I just chose the star symbol to exemplify creation, so she can be tied back to the first Eve. I'm also gonna use the star motif on her suit, but it's kinda gonna be subtle, exemplified through sharp edges and stuff. Now, of course, I'm going back to her because why would I finish the logos first, right? Let's go back to her, and I'll make 2 more logos after I color her in. And because she's really smart, I wanted her to look a bit sciencey, but I didn't want to lose the cute fit, so I just added those leading lines on her torso. This helped elongate her body and guide the view from the torso to the face. I don't know if these lines actually express that she's smart, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for her to look cute. Another homage to the OG design from the comics is the V shape on her hips, kinda looking like a leotard, like a full-body bathing suit. And this shape is also gonna act as more leading lines and even more sharp edges. As I said before, I'm going to use pink from her OG design, but I also want more contrast in her costume. So pink as the base, her boots are going to be like a plum purple, and her torso is gonna be like a very light pink. I think these colors would go very well with her hair and they don't clash as much. This is the first design I'm doing and the first colors that I'm choosing, and I'm really too lazy to make another one, so if I fuck something up, oh well, but I think it looks kinda good as it is right now. I keep talking about sharp edges because as much as Eve is kind and approachable, she is also independent and fierce, and she can get really angry. I mean, this is her face most of the time in the show. She's not a bubbly person. I just want her to look fashionable, like a grown-ass, mature woman, not too childish or unserious. she's also been through a lot of trauma, and I want the sharp edges to reflect that and the fact that she's not perfect, but she still chooses to be a good person and try her best. This is how she looks from the back, by the way. And here are some other logos. I made them with yellow this time, and I think the bottom right one is my favorite. That's what I would have her wear on her chest, but because I'm an extremely lazy person, I just used a simple star as a stand-in in my actual design. You can just imagine the actual logo instead of the star. I'm aware that these logos are not animation friendly, but we're here to just have fun, so whatevs. I also tried to sneak in the letter E where I could. Let me know which one you think would suit her best, and if the star design reminds you of creation or Eve from Genesis. I've also considered the apple symbol or the snake symbol to tie her in more with the original Eve, but that just wasn't Adam Eve for me, so the star will have to do. I think the new colors go really well with her hair right now. I wanted her face to be the lightest value, but her torso actually ended up being the lightest. But it's fine because you're gonna be drawn to her face anyway, not because of the value, but because of the bright orange and the emerald eyes. I also think that her previous all-pink suit framed her in a more traditionally feminine way. The pink color scheme, the female symbol, the leotard. God, I don't know how to pronounce that. Those things made her instantly recognizable and gave her a unique visual identity, which isn't a bad thing at all. However, I feel like those elements emphasized her femininity more than her actual role in the story or her powers. Not that my design does it better, but I tried my best, okay? I gave her earrings here, like a nod to how she looks in the comics, cause she used to wear fancy earrings all the time. I kinda liked her without them though, but I'll leave them in just for this drawing. Now I'm gonna exemplify why I said that her powers and her hair are gonna replace the cape. Whatever she makes with her powers is gonna give her a more interesting silhouette nonetheless, even if the base silhouette is kinda basic. So her hair in the wind and her pink powers will act kind of as her cape. I also wanted to see how she looks with the leotard style suit like in the comics, and I think she looks bomb. But I'm still gonna keep her with her thighs covered though. I like it slightly better that way because in my brain, when you're a superhero, you want your whole body to be covered. Like the suit has to have some properties like being heat resistant or toxin resistant or frost resistant or fire resistant or whatever resistant. So you want as much of your skin to be protected from anything you could encounter. I don't know if that's canonically true, but in my brain, that's how it should work. And because it's skin tight, it's not gonna restrict her movement in any way. Now I'm gonna draw her armor. I wanted her to have kind of a medieval armor in a way. She has a tech one in the show, but I just really wanted to design an armor that's kind of classic and elegant like that. I also never designed one before, so it was a fun exercise to do. I'm still sticking with the star motif. I wanted her to be spiky, like menacing in a way. I also wanted to give her a costume that she can wear well into adulthood without her looking like a teenager. For example, here when we see this variant of her where she grew older and she has this Karen haircut and beautiful earrings, her costume design looks like it's outdated on her. She looks like she's an extremely mature and wise woman, but her design is kind of childish in my opinion. It's not the pink, but I guess it's the overall vibe. It's youthful, but her situation and her trauma is showing on her face so bad that I think the design actually clashes with her presence. And not only then, but here as well in this other universe where she's bald and super punk. Again, I think it kind of clashes. But I don't want to bash her OG design because I actually like it. I know it seems like I don't like it, but I actually do. And I was inspired to make her sword by a sword that she was actually wielding in the comics. So yeah, it doesn't actually look like that, but that was my inspo. Of course, she could have literally any type of weapon that she can imagine. I will be making the armor a bit transparent, that's why I'm coloring her costume as well. And I have to tell you, I never rendered metal in my entire life, so if the shadows and the highlights are not looking right, I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best. The armor is also gonna have like a different hue compared to the sword, because the sword is on the glow layer mode while the armor is on normal. So yeah, I think I spent half an hour trying to figure out why the armor and the sword don't have the same hue, but yeah, that's it. And it looks bad when I change their layer mode, so just imagine they're the same, okay? There are many things that I would have actually done differently now that I think about it. The bracelets, I would have put 2 bracelets on each hand so they can kind of resemble an atom. And maybe the colors, I love them right now, but I just wonder what the design would have been like if I played around a bit more. Like maybe something with green to bring out her eyes. But hey, pink is her favorite color, so who am I to basically change her entire costume that she designed herself? Even though that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, I'm adding more contrast. I feel like the armor blends too much with her costume, and I ended up making it a bit brighter because I wanted it to be like self-luminous in a way. I wanted it to feel like light is coming directly from the armor itself, like it's made out of light particles or something. Yeah, I'm thinking about contrast a lot. And now I'm playing with the opacity, but I'm still gonna have full opacity. I think it looks the best. And I'm also gonna lose the line art for the armor. I think it stands on its own right now. If the highlights and shadows don't look realistic, just ignore that. But have you noticed the swirls of energy around her that look like an atom? It's not perfect, but hey, I had fun. Let me know if you liked the overall design, what do you think I should have changed, what do you think I should have done, and let me know if you liked this video because I liked doing it. Maybe I'm gonna do more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!